Hey guys, welcome to week 167 of the Super Mario World RomHack Races. This week we have a collab level by quietmason and SJAndCharlieTheCat. It's called Things Left Unpressed and features a variety of gimmicks involving taking away the ability to use buttons on the controller. It's rated 5 out of 10 for difficulty. SJAndCharlieTheCat has created one level for the races previously. quietmason has done 2, and also a pretty difficult ROM hack called Fire and Ice, and also basically always participates as a racer. Let's go ahead and get started. Each room disables one or more buttons, or limits your number of jumps. However, in all instances, you can still hold a jump to slow fall. Rooms where it's possible to soft block have a very short timer. When jump is disabled, or the number of jumps is limited, this applies to both regular and spin jump. And that's what the 1F0 looks like, and I am not allowed to jump in this room. So I can still hold jump, like it said, to do a slow fall. I can also get extra height by holding jump. I'm kind of just figuring out what on earth I'm supposed to be doing in this room. And that Koopa gave me a shell to hold in my hand, but I'm not really sure what I can do with it, because I'm very limited on what I can actually do without the ability to jump. I'm able to throw the shell into that block there, and then I just die mysteriously, and I'm very confused as to what's happening with that. I hit it again, and it shows me the death blocks that they appeared and just instantly killed me earlier. Now there is a strange interaction here. While you're running up a wall, the death blocks don't hurt you, and you can just run right through them. This giant SNES controller is just telling me I can't move left or right on my own power. There is a lot of stuff in here that moves me though, so that flying platform can move me over to the vine. I stay on that vine, and my goal is to jump on the disco shell that's down beneath me and get that to push me over to the right. And it does, but I stop directly over top of that Chuck. I'm actually on his left side, so he pushes me back into the wall. And I'm jumping to keep just a little bit more momentum and using the right wall to line up, but I need to spin jump to actually bounce off of that piranha plant. And either one of those doors take me in the same place. This is a pretty neat room, and I still can't move left or right, so the bumpties are my only means of actually moving around inside of here. The fire flower turns on and off the on-off blocks, and here's my first soft block, but the timer is so short that I barely have to wait at all. Here in this transition room, we've got a few things being told to us. The green left and right arrows up at the top are telling me that I can now move left and right of my own free will. There is a sign directly above this door telling me that I can jump twice once I actually get through here. And the other thing that's happening is I am learning that I need to kill all of these lava lotuses before the door will open up. There's a lot going on in here too. Big shout outs to the indication in this level. It would be a much more difficult puzzle to solve if I didn't have these indicators. We see the numbers directly above each of those lava lotuses, telling me which order I need to be killing them in. It's still an exercise in figuring out how to actually get each of those lava lotuses in that order. But if I hadn't been told which order to kill them in, I would have spent a lot longer on this room. So I've been able to get all the lotuses and open up the door, but I still need to get over there. That's what that on-off switch is for. It allows me to start bouncing off of the note block, and it opens up the floor underneath the door. So even though I can't jump of my own power, I have the note block, which bounces me up. Again, we're not allowed to jump in this next room. I don't have a choice of whether or not that shell goes right away, but they've lined it up basically perfectly, where I just run up that wall, and that gives me the perfect timing to bounce off it to get up to that platform. And then I actually didn't realize what was going on with that on block that's sitting there, That is a block that changes the on-off state without me needing to jump up and hit it from the bottom. I can just fall straight through it to activate it. And we're using the disco shell to keep bouncing to get up to that door. We have only one jump here, and the first most obvious thing that I could do with it is to jump over these bullets to avoid dying. These red bullets are special. You can't actually land on them or slide through them to kill them. You have to avoid them. Just the way this is lined up in the beginning, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to use this bullet. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to use this lone bullet to go over top. Now we saw that the door over on the left side is on top of a block that needs to be activated with the on-off switch. The only way to do that is to hit that with a shell. So I have to use the shell over there, and it's pretty obvious that that's where I need to spend my jump. And I was able to keep the shell, and I'm just going to use that to kill this lava lotus. I barely got the corner of him, and then it's just a matter of falling down onto this door. Here's our giant SNES controller. Again, everything is available to me except for pressing left. You can tell that I'm gonna need to use that blue shell for something. So I start sliding just to bop it over to the left and bring it over with me. Otherwise, there's a lot going on here. I'm not able to react fast enough to grab that shell as it's falling, but that blue kicking Koopa, he kicks the throw block into that on-off switch, which locks me out from being able to get to the end. There's some one-ways pointing down directly above me. The only way I'm going to get enough height to get up to this note block that's kicking me to the left is by ditching Yoshi, and he's got some sprite killers underneath him so that I can't use him later. The other thing those sprite killers kill is the shell that's in my hand, so I need to throw that just a little bit earlier and use that to get across. This room was very confusing for me. The buttons that I'm allowed to press change as I'm moving through this room. So right now, I can hold run, and I can move left, but not right. Strangely, when I bounce high enough, I can move over to the right. I think I'm touching an invisible block that changes what I'm allowed to do. And we're gonna see a really rare move here, where you jump on one note block, and there's another note block to the side of it that pushes you, so you get the high bounce off of the first note block and the horizontal movement from the second one. And once I get over top of the munchers, I gain the ability to hold right, but I lose my running ability. So that shell just gets kicked automatically by me. It hits the block up into the air, I bump into that shell myself, and then jump off of it. So I can now move left and right and jump freely, but I have no use of the run button. So I can't actually pick up these shells and do anything with them. The only way I'm able to interact with the shells is to kick them and then use them from wherever they get kicked to. And again, the indicators in here are just amazing, especially where they show up only when either a certain thing happens or I get to a certain spot in the level. Just fantastic. I'm being told to jump on the blue shell when it's right here. That allows the blue Koopa to kick it, and then my goal is to hit the yellow shell down into that turn block, which will bounce the blue shell up for me to kick over to the right. It is very, very difficult timing for me to do this, though. I finally get the timing here, but I'm not down on the ground in order to capitalize on it. Really what I want to do is bounce off of the yellow shell myself. So this blue Koopa stops the blue shell, and then I get him out of the way so I can hit the shell into the block to get past it. But then it also hits the on-off block, which triggers those death blocks. I'm fairly certain at this point that I don't need to actually activate that on-off switch, so I'm comfortable just killing the shell. And I make a big jump for that brown block there, which I can't reach because I cannot hold the run button. So instead, we're going back to the trick that we saw earlier, where I get bounced by both of those blocks. That gets me moving faster, giving me enough time to get over there. And if I'm very fast, I could have gotten into that door. I'm fully expecting to just be dead now, but I can duck jump my way over to get in this door. I don't think the level has told me this at this point, but I can't move left or right. Standing on the slope is making me walk automatically, and the steep slope is faster than the gentle slope, so I just need to be careful about what kind of floor I'm standing on. This vine that we see here, it's telling me that I want to grab onto the left side of it and not the right side of it. It's pretty neat, that little move there where I get bounced around after grabbing the key. And again, these indicators. I want to be holding B so that I float over to where I can get on the spring. It sends me straight up into the side of the note block. And I need to drop the key down underneath. We're going to see that again in just a little bit. While you are in the air, you don't lose momentum. So my goal is basically to stay off of the ground as much as possible. Once I stop moving, I cannot get myself started again. But that just lines up so nicely. If I was holding run, I would have just grabbed the key and not been able to enter the door. But this was a fantastic level. My time for this race was recorded at 54 minutes and 12 seconds. That put me in 3rd place out of 15 racers who finished. The combination of not being able to press certain buttons and the excellent indication made this level a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'm going to keep putting out these videos showing my part of every week's RomHack race. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more here on YouTube. You can also find me on Twitch and TikTok. My links are down in the description.
It's over!